Hello everyone and welcome to the campus of Nashua High School South. It is girls basketball, New Hampshire Division I, South hosting their intra-city rival BG Cardinals. Hello, I'm John Collins along with Tom King and Matt Neverett. We are courtside for an early season game. The Bishop Guertin Cardinals and South Panthers are bunched in the middle of the pack as far as the New Hampshire Division I standings go. South at 3-2, BG at 4-3 entering the game. But Tom, the Guertin girls' losses all coming against out-of-state teams.
Don't be deceived by that 4-3 record. I mean, they are going to play basically their biggest game of the year on Tuesday at Bedford. This game is almost like the warm-up back. Not to take anything away from South, because Dave Hogan, has done a great job. But BG clearly is a better basketball team than Nashua South is at this point in the season. The Cardinals went into Merrimack. We saw Merrimack in that Chick-fil-A tournament, how good they looked. BG went into Merrimack, won by 16 points. That gives you guys a little frame of mind on where they are right now. They are paced basically by Carolyn Hoffer, their lone senior. But also, you've got to watch out for a few other players. Erin Carney, their big scorer. She had 30-some-odd points.
Wow.
31 points the other night against Londonderry.
In one game?
In one game. But, they can mix it around. They've got a lot of depth. Dave Hogan, though, the interim coach for Nashua South, he's come in and he's tried to reset the culture and get them going and get them to be fundamentally sound. I think he's working at it.
Matt Neverett, you're welcome to the booth. We were here at the Chick-fil-A tournament. We got to see Al St. Louis sing the national anthem approximately 12 times. You'll get treated tonight. But you were remarking to me about your familiarity with Caroline Hoffer before the game.
Yeah, Hoffer, the lone senior on this BG team, and Nashua South with two seniors of their own. So this is a very young matchup. Both these teams, like Tom mentioned, maybe not looking ahead to next week, looking ahead to the next couple of years. These are very young teams, and one name that actually sticks out is Eliza Field from Bishop Guertin, the sophomore center, 6'2", is a star hitter on the volleyball team, the state runner-up in Division I. So that's going to be something to watch. You knew coming in that the athleticism and the size was there for BG, and we'll see if Nashua South can match that tonight.
I misspoke. Eliza Field is the guy.
That's who we're looking for.
The player.
Wild card for South in this game is Aruka Obanella, number 25. She played a good game the other night, and I think if she plays well tonight, South can hang in there for a while. But, John, we've seen some games. I think South is the better girls team this year compared to North. Just on a hunch, we'll see them in 2 weeks, in the big North-South game. But, inside, I think, is where, look at the height that BG's got. Look at the sizes they're out there.
Matt was just pointing out, was that 5 players from the volleyball team?
Oh.
Is that no? They're just
starting
starters.
5, yeah.
But they've got plenty of athletes and a young team that they've got.
Well, they make a good volleyball team in addition to a basketball team. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, though. I don't think they're the best team in the state. I think Bedford may have the edge on them because of the youth factor. But we'll see.
Bishop Guertin, the defending champions in New Hampshire. We have the national anthem and the opening tip-off coming right up on NashuaETV.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight
And we will be ready for some basketball here shortly at Nashua High South. It is a doubleheader tonight. NashuaETV also will be covering the boys game. Boys basketball is scheduled for 7 p.m. It's actually a 5:30 p.m. tip-off. Matt, it's a foggy Friday outside.
Oh, all of a sudden, right? It went from the negative temperatures last week to in the 50s and rainy today. And we'll hope we can get out of here before it really starts to freeze over. Looking like it's going to be some colder temperatures tomorrow. But the basketball action here at Nashua South is going to be hot tonight for sure.
Matt Neverett also calls hockey games for the Cyclones arena team. What are they called?
The Northern Cyclones.
The Northern Cyclones,
the USPHL. So
I am curious, what's the climate like inside the Cyclones arena, say, compared to Conway or?
It depends on the level, honestly. The Northern Cyclones, they've got 3 different levels of play. The NCDC, which is the highest level of the National Collegiate Development Conference that I was doing yesterday, those games get rowdy because that's some premier talent. And not only the friends, they get a lot of friends coming out, but the parents, they get into it.
How about the temperature inside the arena?
Oh, it's very cold. Very cold.
It's very cold.
Oh yeah.
They don't provide any heating for the broadcasters.
No, they do not mess around.
So we're getting set for the opening tip-off. At center for South will be Kirsten McIntyre. She's 6 feet tall, and Bishop Guertin's number 33, as Matt mentioned, is 6'2". Eliza Field, also a fantastic volleyball player, will be in the middle. A dominant force for the Cardinals. So 8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school basketball as BG handles it first. That's Carolyn Hoffer, number 32. Hannah Muchamore is the point guard up top. Field, well, that was a size mismatch there against Jasmine Sylvester, but Field didn't exploit it. Instead, it's Hoffer underneath drawing the foul.
And right away, you can see Bishop Guertin trying to establish their offense, slow the tempo down, and create some open looks. They were almost able to there, and a good foul to not allow an open look. And we'll see Caroline Hoffer, the lone senior on this Bishop Guertin roster, at the line.
That was an interesting snapshot of a matchup there. All of a sudden, you saw Jasmine Sylvester against Eliza Field. They shifted.
And it'll be interesting to see how they use Field, because she's got good skills with the ball in her hands. She can move around well, and the lateral movement from volleyball translates well. And you can see here, they've got her around half court, really a flex center, and it creates mismatches like we see right there for turnovers.
Yeah, Hoffer hitting both of her free throws. BG trying to double up the score. Missing on that shot was Erin Carney, who will shoot it from distance. Being marked by Kendall Bush, number 3. Thinking about the shot was Erin Carney. Actually, that's Aaliyah Foreman who is underneath when she gets fouled.
And a good job by Sylvester once again to not allow the open look. And John, one interesting thing that we've seen here early on to the 2 trips to the free throw line, no Eliza Field down low. They've got her around half court, really establishing that defense should they miss the shot.
So Aaliyah Foreman will shoot a couple here. This is the first. Bishop Guertin has been putting up some impressive point totals as they try to defend their title in New Hampshire girls Division I basketball. They beat Bedford last year in the state championship. Off the fingertips of Jasmine Sylvester. South would like to minimize those mistakes.
Yeah, 2 trips down the court and already 2 turnovers. Unforced, really, for Nashua South. They have to slow things down, do what BG's doing, follow the lead, establish the tempo, get some open passes, and try and get some open looks, because this is not a team that's built to come back from behind, especially with the size advantage that the Cardinals present.
Carolyn Hoffer, open shot for Hannah Muchamore, off to the right, gets her own rebound and gets it out to Erin Carney, swings it to Carolyn Hoffer. Jasmine Sylvester in her face. And Eliza Field may have traveled.
Yeah, just a couple of too many steps in there. Picked up the dribble, I think, just a hair too early. And the offense, the way that they run it through, is really beneficial against this zone defense that the Panthers are running.
Well, a lot of consistency from the BG girls basketball team as far as scoring early in the season. In those 4 wins, they scored 65 points each of the first 3 games, and then defeated Merrimack 48-32, more of a defensive battle in that one. The 3 losses that BG has had came in that holiday tournament. where they lost to LaSalle, Rhode Island, Bishop Feion, Mass, and Conard, which is a West Hartford, Connecticut school.
And John, this is the first time that they've been able to get inside the three-point line, and as I get going saying that, they turn it over.
Yeah. Not easy going at all for South on offense. It's been non-existent so far in the first quarter, but you look up, they've been playing pretty good defense. They've only given up 2 points and no field goals for either team yet. Those were free throws by Carolyn Hoffer.
And that means that they're playing aggressive defense down low, and they're going to have to if they want any chance.
Aaliyah Foreman got a great open look and in rhythm, but she short on the shot, front rimmed it. Kendall Bush, far sideline, working it back toward the top, being pestered by Hannah Muchamore. Bush driving, lost the handle, had a retreat, and throws it away. No, excuse me, bounce pass to her own teammate.
You're not used to them being inside the three-point line.
Yeah, Kirsten McIntyre had it and then gave it to Ariana Murray. Ariana Murray is a good shooter. Jasmine Sylvester can shoot the lights out from three-point territory if she gets an open look, but right now she's getting double teamed, and a steal by BG. Sylvester heads up, steals it back. Furious action right in front of us. Bush, Kirsten McIntyre. South just can't get free for a shot here.
Yeah, and that was a great look by Sylvester. A good job of staying with the play. And there we see Murray calling out the offense. Let's see if they can get some kind of a set play going, generate some semblance of momentum.
They're letting them play. A lot of grabbing and a block, a clean block by Carolyn Hoffer on Ariana Murray's attempted 6-footer from in close. And South's had the ball for about a minute here without getting the shot away.
I was going to say, this is the toughest part of having the interim coaches, these inbound plays, the set plays from the top of the key, is how you can generate the offense when you have time and space in front of you.
Poked out of bounds by Hannah Muchamore, so intercepts the pass, but it's still Panther ball. There's a quick shot, and almost rushing it just to get it away was McIntyre. I don't think she ever really locked in on the rim. Muchamore coming out of the backcourt. Up ahead, Hoffer with a one-touch pass to Field. Nicely done, off the glass and in.
Good move, good footwork to get to the inside, and Field finishing with the left. That makes up for her travel earlier.
Yeah, and that is actually the first field goal of the team for the game for either team. 4-0 to score.
Took halfway through the first quarter to get it.
Yeah, a defensive battle so far, and Jasmine Sylvester draws a foul in the land of the Giants underneath. She'll go to the line.
Fearless. And so far we've seen the difference not only in strategy with Nashua South running a zone defense and Bishop Guertin running a man, but in personnel as well. I mean, you can just see that they're not going to get the looks down low. They're going to have to get some open looks around the outside.
Jasmine off to the right that time with her free throw. I still get a kick out of the Holiday Chick-fil-A program that has her at 5'9".
Oh, 5'9" on what ruler? She's 5'9", I'm 6'5". I don't think either of us are going to complain about that.
No, I agree. And BG rushing it on the offensive end. They throw it away.
That's the first unforced error we've seen from them, so the tide's starting to turn towards Nashua South. Now would be as good a time as ever to get some points. They've had a tough time breaking this full-court press.
Happy Martin Luther King Day weekend, everybody. We're on the Friday before the long weekend. There's a lead pass, and Erin Carney draws the foul. She goes to the hoop. Looked like Jasmine Sylvester got whistled on that one. And another opportunity to expand on the lead for BG from the free throw line.
And one thing that can be said here early on, John, is while BG has looked dominant both offensively and defensively, is that Nashua South is not making it easy. They are fighting. They're trying to drive down low, and then now on the defensive end, they're really forcing the issue and making Bishop Guertin go to the basket.
Yeah, we have a first time out of the game. Played halfway through this first quarter and only 4 points to show for it. 4-0 Bishop Guertin lead. I'm sure that will change dramatically before the end.
You would hope.
It gives me an opportunity, Matt, to wish happy birthday to Jeff Bezos. What do you get for a birthday present for the richest person of all time?
Oh, my goodness.
January 12, 1964, Jeff Bezos. According to Bloomberg, he's worth $105 billion. according to, he's Amazon, the Amazon CEO, of course. Forbes says he's only worth $104 billion. So somebody misplaced $1 billion. My theory is that it's probably in his heavy winter jacket. You know how he stuffed $1 billion in that pocket that's up around the chest area, and he forgot about it. Now he went to the windbreaker, and that's where that $1 billion is. So Jeff, go look in your winter jacket. That's disgusting. How do you spend that?
God, I don't even know what I would do with that much.
Oh, and if you do order him a birthday present, of course, do it on Amazon. Well, you can't buy good free throw shooting. The only way to get it is practice.
Not even Jeff Bezos.
Not even. He'd be lucky to be a 50% shooter. And that was the case there for Aaron Carney, who makes it a 5-0 lead. South trying to get that first basket. It's been a struggle. Kirsten McIntyre passes it back up top to Ariana Murray. Murray gets fouled. A little bit of a look of frustration on the part of BG's head coach there, Brad Crick. He's like, why foul there?
And we'll see the first reserves in action here as Elizabeth Croak and Addison Smith both check in. And we'll see if that changes the tempo and how Nashua South attacks them on offense, with both Field and Foreman out of the game.
Far sideline. South did a good job to hang on to it, and I spoke too soon as BG intercepts the pass. Aaron Carney pushing the pace. Layup drill. 7-0.
And that's what they've done. Any kind of transition chance, they go right for the basket.
Out of bounds off of South. BG has a chance to double up on this trip down the floor as they force a turnover. The athletic director will take that piece of debris, Lisa Gingras, and dispose of it. She comes into view. Pete Johnson, our usual executive producer, also our cameraman for this evening, for this Nashua South BG boys and girls basketball doubleheader. Good ball movement by BG, and even better offensive rebound, but it doesn't go for Bree Wilcox. Had a great look underneath. How'd she miss it?
Yeah, and the offensive rebounding is really what has separated these two teams apart, aside from the score thus far.
Difficult scoop shot by Ava Owens, nearly goes, but just didn't have enough spin on it to get up and over the rim. Saw that nice driving layup a few moments ago by Aaron Carney. She put that extra spin on it to finish off that layup drive. Travel. Stepping back with the ball, Amber Hedquist got called for the walk.
And one of the reasons that Nashua South is still scoreless on the board is exactly what you saw there. Too many players right in the same area, not creative enough in the offensive game and not able to get open looks, especially when you're jamming 3 players right there around the elbow.
Ball movement. Brad Crick, Coach Crick is telling keep the ball moving. They seem to be doing exactly that. Erin Carney traveled. Just as she received it, she took kind of a stutter step, stopped, and went up. It was kind of subtle, but didn't elude the official on the right of your screen.
They don't miss much.
No, especially right in front of them. Amber Hedquist and Kendall Bush with a nice catch that Julian Edelman would have been proud of in the backcourt, but now ball kind of got ahead of her, and BG intercepts. Eluding a body check as she brought it out of the backcourt was Elizabeth Croak. Steal, Amber Hedquist had a person down court if she wanted to throw it to Ariana Murray, but didn't see her. Murray will shoot this one off to the right, way off to the right.
And that was the best.
She's a better shooter than that.
That was the best look from three-point range that we've seen the whole game, as just not able to take advantage of that opportunity, and now she'll have a seat on the bench. Now we have the first trip to the free throw line for Nashua South.
Yeah, their first chance to score, really. They have been blanked almost to the
well, you guys
quarter.
See the difference, right? It's the press. I mean, they just, defenses. That's the whole thing in girls basketball. If you can put together a really good defensive press, you got it made, you know? Right. That was the John Pegula style, you know, back in those days.
BG coming out of the backcourt after the free throw miss.
And it works.
Hoffer's going to shoot it for 3 and make it. Kind of a rare moment there where a sharpshooter took her time and located the rim.
She's
and
an all-around type player. She can go inside and force her way in. She can hit the occasional outside shot, but where they rely on her is they rely on her to settle things down and also to set a defensive tone as a senior, you know, and not let them get out of their game too much on the floor.
Yeah, South's going to call a timeout.
And I talked with Brad at length about her the other night and about what she has to do and all her duties as the leader of the team. I mean, she's the only senior. She's not used to that. You know, that's hard. That's hard being the only one.
Yeah, two very young teams, and for Nashua South, this is the time when Amber Hedquist needs to be able to turn things around and play that same role for the Panthers.
And she does in a lot of ways. I mean, she's a school leader. She's a overall school leader. She's into all the student council stuff and she's behind the Purple Rain spirit move and everything else. So she is that. You know, I mean, there's two really good senior athletes on the floor here. I'd just like to see it be a little bit closer in talent-wise with the two teams so we could get a really good battle. I don't think we're going to really get that in this game.
Well, not if South doesn't start scoring. 10-0 BG with the lead
That's,
and the
you
ball.
know, that's
and no good.
When you look at sports in a lot of ways, it's simple. The object is to score more points than the other team.
It's just that easy, right?
But but see, teams really try to break it down. We got to play really good defense. No, you got to score. You know, you've got to score.
Makes everything a little easier.
It does. Yeah. You know, that's the way. You know, I mean, the Patriots use that example. They need to score points.
Hoffer knows how to score. She was wide open as she approached the free throw line. Nobody came up to greet her, and she just stopped, popped, and got the roll on the rim for another basket for Callan. Hoffer steal BG, but they couldn't hold on.
That's the thing, you know, score.
Addison Smith had the quick hands underneath, but then
they're
lost
told,
it out of bounds.
They're told, you get the open shot, don't pull it out, take it. You know, that's how they do it.
So Guertin with 12 points here, under a minute to play. Jasmine Sylvester does a nice job of receiving the ball, but BG gets right back on defense. Jasmine bounces it off of the defender, Bree Wilcox, and South retains possession with now 46 seconds left first quarter. Kendall Bush receives the bounce pass in the corner. Pair of threes doing battle. Kendall Bush, did that count? No, I think they waved it off. It was a great continuation. And they're going to call it a non-shooting foul.
And this is about the fourth or fifth different look that we've seen on these inbound passes. I don't think that they've run the same inbound play twice. Something's got to get going for them.
Yeah, there's a good job of getting it in, but again, BG with two players on the ball. Ball goes out of bounds off of Guertin. No shot clock in New Hampshire high school basketball, so.
I wonder if that'll ever change.
Tom mentioned that if people don't know, if they've never gotten exposed to high school ball other places, it's a rarity to not have a shot clock these days, right?
It is.
Pennsylvania has one, yeah.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. And I'm sure you can probably count on one hand how many states still do that, right?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Inbound play for South. Jasmine Sylvester does a nice job.
I'm not a world traveler like Mr. Neverett.
Just around the country. Don't give me too much credit.
Kendall Bush, nice pass off the glass and in by Kirsten McIntyre on a feed from Kendall Bush.
Better late than never, right?
Yes. Need that touch.
They got the 2 points. So they didn't get shut out in the first quarter. 14 seconds to go. Driving, Ava with the basket.
A great look with the left hand from the right side. Great body control as well to pull up and throw it around with the left.
Ava Owens, who is guarding the inbounds pass, those long arms just built for basketball. And a nice basket to make it a 14-2 advantage for the Cardinals. Ava Owens is a sophomore, one of the talented young players. Callan Hoffer, very clock aware, just couldn't get that off in time. A commanding 14-2 lead after the end of one.
Yeah, commanding is the key word there. That's
must have been some pretty tough competition in that holiday tournament that BG played in, huh?
Yes.
Wow.
They won it.
Well, as evidence,
they won it.
Yes, they
even
won
though
it.
they lost 3 games.
BG didn't lose 3
Oh,
games.
I thought they
right?
lost
No.
to LaSalle, and where did they play those guys?
What are you talking about?
I thought I have this.
What are you talking about?
I looked up their schedule. They said they had 3 losses
no,
against
they didn't
on
lose.
NHIAA.
They won.
Wow.
Those 3 games that you see on their NHIAA schedule, those are regular season games. It wasn't the holiday tournament.
Okay. Wow. So they go down. Did they go down and play those guys down there? Or?
They went down.
They
Let's
did?
see. They went to play Bishop Fian. They went to play Kennard in West
Connecticut.
in West
they went
Hartford.
down for
Yep.
1 game.
Yep.
Wow.
And they went and played LaSalle, Rhode Island here in Nashua just before the holidays.
Oh wow.
when teams struggle to beat you in the state, you may as well go
Yeah,
out
I
of town
guess
for
They'd go
one
a
game.
long way to get a beating, but
No, well, that's the whole philosophy that Brad Creek has, and that the program has, and actually they do it with a few of their other teams too. And some of the national teams do it too. Play some tough out-of-state competition. The games count in New Hampshire. They didn't used to. 10 years ago they didn't. Play some tough out-of-state competition, and you'll get better.
oh sure.
And that's
Yeah.
that's the feeling that they have. I mean, they're not challenged in New Hampshire that much. There's one team that will challenge them, really, and they may lose another game in New Hampshire. You never know. I mean, Pinkerton could have a good night against them.
Yeah.
There's a few other teams that could possibly do it. I thought Merrimack may have had a shot against them the other night, but Bedford will be the team. That's the matchup.
Aaron Carney, fast break, gets a return pass, gets it blocked. Coming from behind was Iruka Obanello with the nice block.
Those out-of-state tournament games, there was actually one was in-state. Londonderry was in that tournament. They beat them in the opener, and then they won the next 2 games to win the title.
Oh, good for them.
Against Massachusetts teams.
Congratulations. The lay-in off the glass and in.
Now, can I get back to my photos, please, before I have to correct you on everything?
Just holiday tournaments. Out-of-state questions. We'll come back to you. Aaron Carney. (16-2). South trying to get, it will only be their second basket. BG with that tenacious defense forced a turnover, and immediately South fouls.
That's just, the defense is just the thing. It's really, really difficult to have to defend it. Very, very difficult.
Carney.
You really, I mean, as Courtney Cheatham said to me the other night, she said, you know it's coming. You can practice against it, but it's really not the same. You can't duplicate it in practice because it's so tenacious.
Aaron Carney with a 3-point shot makes it a 19-2 advantage. And if I'm coaching South, I want to get some shooters.
You want to get some more bodies
looks.
in there, yeah.
You got to get the ball across half court first.
Yeah, you do. First things first.
Almost on cue, a whole new 5 coming out.
Wow,
look,
yeah.
it's
5 players coming in for
it's easier said than done. That's the way it is.
Yeah. And it's tough to replicate it in practice because you only have the athletes that you have. For
That's
Bishop
just
Guertin,
it. If you don't do it very well or do it a lot, how are they going to do it in practice? That's the problem.
and the tendencies are different, the moves are different, the
Exactly.
aggressiveness is different. It's, like you said, very tough to replicate in a practice setting.
Very, very difficult.
Much more to her right, trying to find a seam. South did a nice job of switching off on defense there. Hoffer, though, drives to the basket, exploiting the left lane.
And once again with the left hand. So far we've seen Hoffer and Foreman both with great finishes with the left at the rim.
Kendall Bush setting up an open shot. Is that 2 or 3 from Maya Ryu?
It'll be 3.
Two-pointer.
I think. Is it 3? 21-5.
Yeah, they gave her 3. Must have
They
been
gave
just
her 3.
behind. Yeah.
Yep. So Maya Ryu hits the shot. South will need a lot more of that.
And that's what you'd like to see more of. Get it across half court, one pass to an open man, boom. That's how you come back from a 21-5 deficit, is one quick pass and an open look.
Right. In the corner it goes. Muchamore driving, gonna kick it out. Hoffer's open and she left it short.
Yeah, you could tell right off the hand that she didn't get a clean release. And for Nashua South, if they can get some points here, they'll be able to snag a little bit of momentum.
Ryu's deflected pass somehow finds it way into the hands of Sarah Signorello, number 15. There's a foul by BG.
And that's a good look from Kendall Bush. Not really much of an opportunity to put that in the basket, but you draw the foul. You get an opportunity to get points with the free throw. And if she can make at least one out of these two, they got a chance, like I said, to snag a little bit of the momentum that they have not been able to yet.
Yeah, hoping for a surge here in the second quarter. Of course, it's going to be tough with those two players that you see checking into the game. Eliza Field, a 6'2" center, and also Bree Wilcox, who is a sophomore guard, number 23, into the game for Guertin as Kendall Bush shoots her second free throw, and she missed that one as well. Still 21-5 BG in front. Ava Owens pushing the pace. Nice transition between two defenders, couldn't finish.
Yeah, and working that tempo with Owens and then the size with Fields. This is not a good look for Nashua South. They're going to have to try and slow things up while these two are on the court.
Ava Owens gets a long arm, a hand on that shot attempt by Sarah Signorello.
Once again, another different look on the inbound play. And Fields just using that size. That's what she's there for.
Carney with it. Off the glass, no good. And again, BG going at those layups so fast they can't get the body under control to get it in.
You can take risks like that when you're up 21-5 in the second quarter.
So that's the ones the NBA guys just jam it, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the advantage they have.
Easy way. Yeah, easy way out. Erin Carney's going to not make this one either. But the putback, there's a lid over the basket suddenly for Guertin, but they're getting all the chances.
That's just it. As long as they keep getting chances, they don't mind if they, if it's not going to go in. They get a 16-point lead with 5:07 left to play in the first half.
Yeah.
They'll make one or two of them. They'll get them.
This is a pretty good basketball number that Eliza Fields has, number 33 at the line, hits her first one. It's Dominique Wilkins' birthday, Tom. He's 58. What number did Dominique Wilkins wear for the Atlanta Hawks?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, you don't? What?
Yeah,
What
don't know.
did you say?
I thought you knew everything.
No?
No.
I thought Tom knew everything.
Bird was 33.
That's right. Bird
So,
was 33.
right.
That's why we alluded to that, because he was a teammate of Dominique's, like one of those super
in the
teams,
Olympics?
Olympic teams.
Right.
Nice lay-in by Hannah Muchamore. She had that one under control. It was a difficult layup, running right through the paint. Hannah Muchamore got a hand on that, but South steals it back. Ball fought for Sarah Signorello on the floor, along with BG's number 5, Aria O'Connell, in the game for the Cardinals. Driving layup, in and out. Eliza Fields got to be frustrated. Her last two shots somehow didn't go in. Last two field goal attempts. Dominique Wilkins, number 21.
I was going to say, the anticipation's killing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he still has it, like his memorabilia. I think his Twitter handle has 21 in it. Talking about January 12 birthdays there. Reach-in foul. It's going to go against Bree Wilcox.
And the aggressiveness keeping up, even with a 20-point lead approaching halftime. Be interested to see come the second half when they start to call the dogs off, get the underclassmen in the game, call off that defensive pressure. But for now, it's full steam ahead for the Cardinals.
Very difficult scoop shot by Ariana Murray. Really had no chance, and almost a 3-on-none there for a moment. Another wild attempt on a running lay-in. Doesn't go for Aria O'Connell. South, Jasmine Sylvester, difficult catch and shoot. Comes up with air on that one. Muchamore pushing the pace, too high and hard off the glass. But somehow BG gets the offensive rebound, and Muchamore with the easy lay-in.
BG with the definite advantage down low. And
See,
this score could be a lot worse if a lot of these missed layups didn't occur.
Because of their press, they're able to get a lot of those easy shots.
Yeah.
When they play a team like Bedford, they may not be able to press as much, and they're going to have to learn to shoot from a set position in terms of a play and shoot from the outside. They don't shoot from the outside a lot against some of these teams. They don't have to.
Yeah, and people talk about the athleticism that's required to run a full court press like this, but when you're playing a style like this and you're executing it this well, you actually are saving yourself because you're only running half the court if you create more turnovers in the backcourt. It's like a good forecheck in hockey. You don't have to go back and forth as much, so you're actually conserving energy by not having to run up and down the court as far.
Coach Crick for BG changing up his guard, says the shot is missed. Rebound fought for. Great series of minutes by Hannah Muchamore. That's a three-pointer from outside by one of the players, Erin Carney. Great shooter from outside. 30-point plateau now for BG here in the first half. After a slow start offensively, they've really picked it up. And a huge lead now, 30-5. That's not a typo. They're up by 25 points. Carney, who just hit that three-pointer off a pick. There's a mismatch underneath. You got Jasmine Sylvester and Eliza Field. Now they switch off. Long shot missed. And Aria O'Connell working for that rebound. Foul is called, and it's going to go against South.
Well, you don't think Sylvester can hold her own against Field?
You know, no.
I like how you started to think about it.
But that battle right there was Jasmine Sylvester against Aria O'Connell. It was arguable that O'Connell kind of went over the top or might have pushed off on Sylvester, but they're more physically compatible or matched, so you're not going to get the easy push-off call. Like, you know, you see Gronk push a small defensive back, he gets called when really the push-off is equal, you know?
Oh, please.
It's all about leverage, Tom.
See, Tom is the rare sports writer with objectivity when he covers the Patriots. You know, he's not one of these guys that has adulation for all these awesome players that the Patriots have.
You going to be down there tomorrow, Tom?
Yes, I will.
What's your prediction? The line's 13.5.
Oh, I think they'll probably win by 17 to 24 points.
You remember that game a couple of years ago where Tom Brady had 5 touchdown passes in the second quarter?
Yeah, that was against Denver, I believe.
Well, no, it was against Tennessee. It was the year that they wore those.
59-0.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was 2000.
Jeff Fisher was coaching them, and it was years. It was a decade ago. That is no merit. That is no basis for this game.
What's going to happen?
Not at all. You
tell that to all the pundits on Twitter.
Yeah, that's why I don't go look on Twitter a whole lot when it comes to the Patriots.
Eliza Field trying to find a teammate. South with the opportunity for the steal. They do. Juliana Martin with a heads-up play. Now trying to save it. Wow, they are letting them play down in the far corner.
Well, that's just it. If either coach, I don't want the play to be so ragged.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
A Cyclones game just broke out along the boards, Matt.
Right. Yeah, players going down, down left and right.
Fighting for the loose ball. Puck in the corner. And coming away with Erin Carney. Aria O'Connell and Carney. Fields. They're going to be able to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in style at BG, the girls basketball team this year. See a lot of Irish names, and of course they wear the green.
Season will be over by then.
It will, though. You're right. Late February is when it is. Although, when's the
early?
Even the championship game,
around the 10th of March, somewhere around there for the championship
game. Of course, as we mentioned, they're the defending state champions, Bishop Guertin Cardinals.
2-time defending state champions. 2 wins over Bedford, and the feeling at Bedford is that this is the year that they can do it. And I don't disagree with them that much.
And of course, Guertin would like to think otherwise.
Right, and that's why it's going to be a fabulous event on Tuesday night.
Carney kicks it out. Is that Gabrielle Souza in the corner for 3?
Pick a player, right?
Right.
Pick a player.
Wow, coming off the bench, Gabrielle Souza, nothing but net in the final minute of the first half. Gives BG their biggest lead of the game, 34-5, up by 29.
It's scary sometimes.
And Tom, you said that they don't need to shoot from three-point land that often, but when they do, they've hit more often than not tonight.
They have.
Well,
impressive with the Carolyn Hoffer, and there you saw Souza. There's been a couple others. Erin Carney had one. South, meantime, they did get credited with 1 3-pointer, but just painful on offense for the Panthers. O'Connell's first free throw, in and out. 36 seconds to go first half. First half of the girls' game, first half of a doubleheader in Nashua South BG basketball on NashuaETV tonight. Wow, look at that work for the missed free throw. Aria O'Connell, just hustle play. You don't see too many players get the missed free throw rebound back.
Yeah, a la Michael Jordan, really. In a game like this, though, with BG dominating in pretty much every aspect, not surprising to see that for sure.
Just adding to the lead here is O'Connell. She earned her way back to the line and hits them both. 36-5. The other money, Kendall Bush slipped but kept the dribble going. Kendall's going to shoot it. Really off balance looking shot. O'Connell with a rebound. Plenty of time, 18 seconds, but it looks like BG's just going to try to get an open shot whenever it comes. They're not worried about getting the last shot. Up by 31. Driving, running out of room on the double team baseline was Addison Smith. Rainbow pass goes out of bounds.
And Smith passed up an open look there, just like you mentioned. She had a wide open shot from the corner, elected to go in. And when you're up by 31 points, you can go ahead and pass up those opportunities for the extra basket.
You pretty much can start playing a game of horse out there. All right, so 36-5 is your score at halftime. John Collins with Tom King and Matt Neverett.
And a lot of talking with a 36-5
Yeah,
game.
we'll be back with the second half of the girls' game. South hosting BG right after this break on NashuaETV.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his
I
backpack.
can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Nashua High School South. We're getting set for the second half of the Panthers of South hosting the Bishop Guertin Cardinals. The defending state champions are in, and they have announced their presence in a very loud way, leading 36-5 at halftime. We apologize if you were watching and we dropped off in the action there. There might have been a break between some portion there in the first half and where you're watching right now.
I blame you.
I'll take it. Tom King, Matt Neverett also with me. John Collins, glad to have you. It's a doubleheader tonight. BG in for 2 games, boys and girls, against the South boys and girls basketball teams.
In for 5 games total. The freshmen, the boys freshmen, boys and girls JV, and boys and girls varsity. It's a full night.
When I drove in, the parking lot was packed. So
I was surprised,
I saw a spot that said reserved. I pulled right in.
Your usual food service spot was
This
taken.
just said reserved, period. It didn't say food service.
Yeah, and you would think after 30 years Tom would have his own spot at all these facilities, but I guess somebody's got to be talked to. There's a difficult scoop shot, a highlight of the game by Aaliyah Foreman, number 13. An impossible looking shot. I think she was underneath behind the basket.
Yeah, and great athleticism. We saw that in the first half where she finished with the left, goes up and under, and like you said, the scoop shot with the right. Really doing it all here and picking up right where they left off.
So I'm glad we were recording that one. That was a great shot by Aaliyah Foreman. 38-5. Up big. We saw a celebrity in the house, or Kelly Ayotte.
Besides me.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a celebrity directly to your right.
Exactly. Who, the Attorney General of New Hampshire, and then I've lost track of my politics. What is she? U.S. Senator right now?
No, she was.
She was, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She got beat by the former governor.
There we go. So
Maggie
we're up
Hassel.
to date.
You all set now, John?
All set.
You ready?
You can see
you know
how
what?
far
Do you know the two teams that are playing?
you can see how far removed I am
checking.
from my newspaper days.
Just
now.
checking.
I interviewed Kelly Ayotte.
You were a big political guy.
Yeah. Loose ball scramble, and we have our first jump ball of the game.
Surprising with the way that the ball has been thrown around and the bodies have been hitting the deck.
I've covered a lot of BG games this year, well, 3 or 4 shot, photo-wise, and you don't know how many of those shots where they're grappling for the ball or wrestling on the floor. I have. I mean, it's just a lot.
Eliza Fields rattles it home from in tight, unstoppable in that spot on the floor. Tom's been around so long, he actually covered the one bitty basketball game that had no jump balls in it. I totally made that up. Every basketball game has about 4 jump balls
I
a minute.
missed those last year. Did we do any of those last year? I think I missed the ones last year.
I think we did
or
one.
We did one? Did we do? I mean, you guys may have. I might have missed it.
I think you were with me at the Amherst Street School gym.
Okay.
For one.
For one, maybe for one. Yep. Those are fun to do.
Yeah, well, Kendall Bush is a proud graduate of Biddy Basketball Championship team.
Well, we did
Jasmine
that
Sylvester.
game. We did Kendall's last Biddy game at the Elm Street gym, at the big gym.
Right, the big old, used to be the high school in the city.
A lot more room on that floor for them to move around and do things. So.
That school's older than you are, I think.
Probably.
Elm Street.
Probably. You never know.
I'm not too much younger than Tom, though.
You never know.
Nice play. Carolyn Hoffer.
Yeah, now see, I'm not happy with that.
No.
There's no way I want Carolyn
easy.
Hoffer to blow right by somebody who's been standing there waiting for her.
Yeah.
That's not a good defensive play at all.
And it was a little nuance on the move. She faked to the right and then just cut right back to the left.
But still, I mean, who was back on D? I mean, there weren't many players back there. You get demoralized,
Fall away is good. Nice job by Ariana Murray. And a turnover by BG, so a chance to double up here on this trip down the floor for the Panthers. Trying to get to the 10-point double-digit plateau.
Yeah, already 3 points here in the second half, and they've started to find a little bit of offensive rhythm, and we talked about it in the first quarter mostly, is that they're trying to find space. They've been able to develop some space and create some opportunity and some semblance of flow, which we did not see. And as I say that, they ruin it with the double dribble.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So opportunity squandered there for South to go on a mini run. Inside, Leah Foreman's pass off a pair of hands in there, but South not able to come up with a steal. Carolyn Hoffer slowing it down as she looks at Coach Crick to her left. Changing direction, Kendall Bush stays with her. Muchamore driving, splits defenders, puts it up no good. Kristen McIntyre with a nice rebound, and here comes South. Ariana Murray faked the pass, took the foul. She split the seam going to the basket, and she'll go to the line. We mentioned BG girls are the defending state champions in Division I girls basketball. Remember who won the boys last year? This guy was
you
all
stumped
over
him.
Remember forgetting Kelly Ayotte.
That's tough because I didn't cover.
Who won the boys state title?
I didn't cover it.
Portsmouth.
I didn't cover it. You're
No,
right.
you did not cover it because it was out of your hands. It was out of town. Portsmouth Clippers. And you know what? The funny thing about Portsmouth, they opened the season.
Who won the Division II state title?
Oh, he knows that
Lebanon.
one.
Yes.
Oh,
very good, John Collins.
Both know that one.
I just happened to see it last night.
Yeah, I know. He saw it.
Is there? That's a good question. Pete Johnson, our
yes,
cameraman,
there is.
producer,
35 points in the fourth quarter.
Okay, we are not quite
but
there.
But they
did
not execute it very well again at Bishop Guertin last Friday night when I was there. So I don't know how they'll do tonight here at South.
Nice laying off the glass and in, Muchamore.
They're not out there yet.
I was going to say, if I was a betting man, I would predict that we are going to see that.
We'll see it, but will they know it?
Yeah.
Will they know to do it?
Although
That's
South
the
just
question.
cut the lead to 30. It's at 34, not Bishop Guertin expanded to 34. So they're 1 point away from what would be running time 5 minutes from now, 5 minutes of action. Foul against Eliza Fields will put Kristen McIntyre at the line. Portsmouth defending their title. They lost their opening game of the New Hampshire Division I boys season to Central 63-46. But they're still off to a strong start. Portsmouth is 4-1 as they reeled off 4 straight wins since then. So Kirsten hits her first free throw. We have 3 new players coming into the game for the Cardinals. And they are Addison Smith, Ava Owens, and Emily Fulton. Action shot. Tom with the still photos. Capturing some tight defense, which was the story in the early part of this game. Nearly a travel there, but maintaining her pivot foot was Bree Wilcox. Good looking 3-point attempt by Erin Carney. Rattles in and out off the glass, no good. South has not had any hot shooter emerge from the team, which would have helped a lot.
Sure would have from the
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
to loosen up that defense, take the press away a little bit, things like that.
And they really have not been able to break this man coverage, really in any semblance, this look from Bush.
No, but they are in double figures, which you wondered, whether that was going to happen.
Ava Owens with a very heads-up play there, leaped in the air as she was going out of bounds, slapped the ball off of the body of Kirsten McIntyre. So it is Cardinals basketball, 44-11. Full court press by South, circumvented by BG. Erin Carney passed up the jumper and goes for the lay-in.
And she smartly passed up that jumper. She was able to penetrate and split that coverage. And BG's really been able to do that at will. It seems at times that they're almost trying some things out offensively, and you can get away with that in a game like this.
Yep. Step back shot. Long. Kirsten McIntyre unable to hit. Out of bounds off the Panthers with 3:29 to go. Third quarter is actually a foul called.
Yeah, a little up and under. I think that was McIntyre just a bit too aggressive on the push-off, trying to get leverage for a rebound, and it'll go the other way.
Of course, South and BG, intra-city rivals, and that goes for North-South. Off the glass and in, driving and one play. Bree Wilcox going to the line. Battle of the Bridge this year is in the January 14.
There'll be
week.
no free throw attempt. They evidently not in the act of shooting. They'll take it out from out of bounds.
Okay. So Sunday, January 14 through, well, at least they're scattered. They're not holding it all in 1 week this year. Huh? I was just looking down. How come it's not all in 1 week?
Because of the meeting. So track will take place on Sunday.
Okay.
At
UNH,
as part of their regular meet.
Yeah.
And then you get the skiing, boys and girls skiing on Monday at 4 at Pat's Peak.
Is the venue.
Then
on Martin Luther King Day.
And then that's it for next week.
They got snow. I guess they don't get affected by this weather change.
They might be a little bit affected, but you can make snow. So the next game after those two events, Sunday and Monday, will be the 22nd, which will be the hockey game between North Souhegan and South Pelham at Conway at 6 o'clock on Monday the 22nd. Then you've got unified basketball game the next day.
The 23rd.
A 3 o'clock start.
Ariana Murray's shot is no good. BG rebound, pushing the pace. Ava Owens up ahead. Addison Smith is fouled.
Then that same day, you've got swimming and diving at the Boys and Girls Club.
I agree with Ariana Murray there. It looked to be a clean all-ball block and a great chase-down effort, as you saw after the play, extending the arms out, wondering where the foul was. I tend to agree with her there.
The call was from behind, and they anticipate the body contact.
Guesswork.
Yeah, exactly.
46-11. There is swimming and diving as a winter sport. That's one also we have never covered.
That'll take place. And then gymnastics the next day.
Gymnastics at Absolute Gymnastics.
And wrestling at Nashua North that same night at 7 o'clock. Then Thursday, I believe, is a list of 4 sub-varsity games.
That's right.
Girls and boys, freshman JV, all the way through, starting at 3:15 and going to the last one. There's 3 of them, because there's no freshman girls teams. Starting at 3:15 and then 6:30 for the last one, the boys JV game.
Varsity
and then
basketball.
the big one, the 2 boys and girls varsity basketball games at North at 5:30 and 7 on January 26th.
And then on Saturday, February 3rd, note the deep winter date, Tom King will lead the charge on Hampton Beach as the Nashua High Schools take the Penguin plunge at noon.
Yeah, it's they couldn't pay me enough.
It'd be total immersion journalism.
And here's a good open shot by Kendall Bush. She had the corner. She had some space. Took the three-pointer and hits it. It's a 47-13 lead, 34-point bulge right now. Actually, yeah, 34-point bulge right now.
And an interesting strategy to call the timeout here, up 34, but the opposing point to that is you've got your players in the game. You're getting the underclassmen some playing time, some players that don't always play this many minutes, get into this kind of rhythm. You want to try and establish a good base for the future, and that's what they're trying to do.
Well, who called the timeout? It was Brad's, wasn't
yeah,
it?
you
Right.
can, and with a
well,
34.
Here's why. They had a shooter with an open shot. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't want that. And they've got Bedford their next game. They've got to play defense wire to wire. Now they may let up in the fourth quarter with running time or whatever. But you want to set the defensive tone, and that's the only way to do it, is to make sure you don't fall into those habits.
Ava Owens, such a talented player, bounces it out to the right, and good-looking three-point attempt doesn't go for Aria O'Connell. Out of bounds off the Cardinals. What a difference an opponent makes. Nashua South girls coming off a win at home against Trinity on this floor where they scored 64 points.
Big difference there, though, Trinity without a win on the season.
That's true. But some shooting was going on in that game. Aruka Obanello gets fouled on her way to the
she
basket.
didn't get fouled. They called it out of bounds.
Oh.
They did not call a foul on that play, which surprised me.
Yeah, letting them play kind of thing.
A little bit.
Yeah, and here South has 13 points almost through 3 quarters. Ubanello changes that. She gets a basket on the nice feed from the throw-in.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of the dominant BG inside players in the game now. Hoffer's not in the game.
Yeah.
Now one of them's coming back in. See,
nice teamwork there, put in by Addison Smith. Off the glass and in. Runner by Kendall Bush. That would have been great if it went, but difficult one-handed shot.
She's been fearless tonight. That's not the first time we've seen that look from her. And trying to draw the foul, get the contact. Not afraid to fight through it, even though some players with some physical advantages over her and some, we'll say, height and gravitational advantages.
Yeah.
But she's not afraid to go in there amongst the giants, like you said earlier.
That's key. You can't be intimidated.
Yeah. Well, neither one of those two front court players for South has ever worried about their height disadvantage. That's Jasmine Sylvester and Kendall Bush. But right now they're up against some talented players in dark green, Tom. A little bit of a uniform change for BG this season.
It looks it, doesn't it? Well,
Yeah.
we haven't seen him in this uniform. We've done a lot of our home games.
It's almost.
And when the tournament's played,
they knew that we were coming. They said, "Let's bring out the alternates for Tom
I
King."
will tell you this.
Obanello.
My guess is when the tournament is played, they will not be the #1 seed, and they'll have to play a game. They may not even be the #2 seed. We'll see. They'll have to play a game in their dark green.
Okay. Far side, Bree Wilcox. Spin pass, a little bit sloppy there by BG, uncharacteristic, but they're able to fight for it. And we're finally going to see another jump ball. Second of the game. This arrow goes in South's favor. Inbounding it for the Panthers will be Maya Ryu, who has a three-pointer in this game, but I don't think she's even attempted another one. Number 12 in the white we're talking about. Kendall Bush gets it back up top. Obanello denied the pass on great fronting defense by Bree Wilcox. South turnover. BG attempting to score with 15 seconds left to go, third quarter, driving to the basket. Addison Smith, listed at 5'10", and she looked every bit of it there. She drove to the hoop. Might have been a deflected shot. Buzzer sounds. 51-15 at the end of 3 quarters. And it is exactly 35 points as Pete Johnson.
Now
was
the
it 36?
referees have got to come over and let them know.
36 points.
And I don't know if
Yeah.
they will or not. See, I don't know. A lot of them are familiar with it. They should let both coaches know. And I see no action on their part to do so.
I have an idea. The next free throw, when the place becomes as quiet as a church, you can just talk about it loudly. You know, in high school basketball, they have running time at the 35-second mark, 35-point difference in fourth quarter. Really, Tom? It's 36 points right now.
Well, it's just like the last football game that we all did between Pinkerton and Nashua South. That was in running time in the state quarterfinals. A similar situation.
Fourth quarter or second half.
The referees were aware of it then, at least.
Right. As we zero in on the Bishop Guertin player that will be inbounding the ball, Bree Wilcox, a guard and forward, sophomore. Handed the ball by the official. And we are underway, fourth quarter. A fresh 8 minutes. Long shot rattles in and out for Gabrielle Souza. Twisting in the paint, travel. Still South ball. More and more fans filing into the gym.
I got a chance to stop over for the JV boys game. Take a look at that. There was a pretty full gym in the auxiliary gym. So and they were getting rowdy for the JV boys. I can only imagine what the look is going to be for the varsity. Hopefully we see a more competitive game.
Yeah, I mean, too bad we couldn't televise them all, but for the parents and family and friends, those are big deals. Every JV game well attended between these two schools especially. Number 3 for BG into the game is Elizabeth Croak. Passed up the shot. Turnover by the Cardinals. It is not running time. They are not aware of the rule, as its clock is stopped with 7:21 to go.
You didn't say it loud enough. They got quiet for you.
Yeah.
We'll leave that up to Tom.
They need to call a foul here and get something to the line. Shot from the left corner. Looked like it was right on line, but leaving it short was Amber Hedquist. In the corner now, BG will try one. Nice job, Gabrielle Souza for 3. I believe her second three-pointer of the game. 54-15, you can see the score. And game has been every bit as one-sided as the score indicates, unfortunately for South, as BG gets a rebound underneath. Full court press, turnover by the Cardinals. Might have stepped out of bounds under pressure. Timeout, South. Talk some strategy, use it as a learning moment. And remember, South with a winning record coming into this game. Despite the on-court destruction we're seeing ongoing right here. They opened the season with a win at Dover, 44-40. Fell to Memorial. And in Dover, in the rematch, that's interesting. How'd that happen? Do you know anything about that? Is that a misprint? At Dover, a win. At Dover, a loss. South girls. That's strange, isn't it? Must be something wrong with the NHIAA schedule here. It just doesn't make sense why they would go to Dover twice, a win and a loss. That's what it says on the website. Of course, they have a disclaimer on the website that these are just results and not totally official.
Yeah, you can't trust everything you read on the internet.
Oh, yeah, I can't, right?
I was brought up under that school.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you trust Wikipedia?
On certain subjects. For people, no. For everything else, more than likely.
Because I got my information about this. Is a school named Conard that the BG girls basketball team lost to in this early part of the season. I'm like, Conard, I'd never heard of that. Turns out it's one of 2 schools in West Hartford, Connecticut. Fight underneath the basket, and the basket is good for Amber Hedquist. Hard work underneath. She has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play. West Hartford, Connecticut's got these 2 super rivalry schools. They probably make movies about it, based on it, but one's called Hall High School. Is it Hall? And the other one is, Hall High School and Conard. Hall's nickname's the Warriors. Conard is the Chieftains. And I mean, they've had physical confrontations at some of their recent rivalry games.
You don't see rivalries like that very often anymore.
No,
these
not
days.
so much, you know, that get to that boiling point. But you read the histories of the two schools and all the demographic makeup, and it's so similar that they probably just make each other better, though. I mean, you look at BG lost to them by a significant margin. I mean, the kind of intense competition that must be going down there in West Hartford every year. Of course, that Wikipedia article also linked to the whole battle for American Indian nicknames. Some people want to get rid of them. Nice shot from distance. That was Maya Ryu again. Her third three-pointer of the second three-pointer of the game, and of course South needs much more of that. 54-20, driving. Aria O'Connell, nice work for the sophomore guard, and they get their 35-plus point lead back up by 36, 56-20. Iruka Obanello feeds it to Juliana Martin, no good. Rebound. Bishop Guertin's Elizabeth Croak puts the brakes on after midcourt. There's something like 9 Native American nicknames in New Hampshire still. Closest to Tomahawks.
Yeah, Merrimack.
Yeah. Merrimack. Some of them people probably don't even know that they're like the Sachems. I forget which team that is. It's in New Hampshire, though. Alton or something like that. And there's a common one, the Red Raiders. There are a lot of Red Raiders all over the country. Rochester, I think. Rochester, New Hampshire. And Lowell High School, just down the street from us. Of course, they're the Red Raiders as well. (56-20). South has a chance to cut into that with Juliana Martin at the line.
Man, a lane violation there.
Yeah. You know, in case that some of that audio or video we lost, this is the education station. I mentioned that Jeff Bezos' birthday is today. And, of course, he's the Amazon guy, the world's richest man ever. But, he also owns the Washington Post.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He owns pretty much everything you could think of.
Yeah.
A guy like that.
If he wants to, right?
If he's misplacing $1 billion, he probably owns businesses that he forgot about.
Right, yeah. There's a discrepancy on whether he's worth $105 or $104 billion between Bloomberg and Forbes magazine. Driving to the basket and fouled as she goes, Aria O'Connell will go to the line. But there's that movie out right now called The Post, right?
Yeah, it just came out the other day.
I'm going to see it because it's a newspaper movie. But one of the best newspaper movies that I have seen in a long time was a documentary about the New York Times that came out only like 2 years ago. And it's a lot about the pressure that the internet's putting on newspapers these days.
Yeah.
And why some prominent politicians say that some prominent newspapers are failing.
Well,
but,
I'm sure if Tom were sitting right next to you right now, he'd have some strong opinions about that.
Yeah, I certainly would. But I was going to ask him if he's going to go see The Post, or because there's no ball in it. Iruka Obanello with a nice shot from the left side from about 7 feet. Makes it 58-22 as the South tries for the steal in the full court press. I was going to ask him because there's no sports in it, and he's not going to go see the newspaper movie, you know.
Hey, he's a man of many interests. Or so I've been told.
Yeah. Many sports interests. I've never heard Tom talk about going to an art museum. Have you, Pete? Have you heard about Tom King talking about going to an art museum? No, that's a quick head
I was going to
from
say
Pete.
a quick reaction.
Yeah. Nothing, not too many cultural activities going on. Actually, no, I should take that back. I think what's that thing? He goes to Maine a lot. Nice shot from distance. 3-point shot. BG's Gabrielle Souza. She's been deadly tonight.
Yeah, a couple of sharpshooters for each side.
Yeah.
Other than that, everyone just trying to drive to the basket.
Number 4, Gabriella Souza. Definitely when they need some 3-pointers in tight games later in the season. That's a name that you will be hearing more of for Bishop Guertin girls basketball. Souza, a junior guard, showing off her shooting touch from distance in this game. 61-22. BG has been averaging 65 points a win. Inbound play forthcoming, 2:24, as the gym gets in more and more packed as the night goes along. It's going to be an exciting finale of this doubleheader. Regardless of their records coming in, I think BG boys basketball team is winless at this point in the season, which you don't see very much. BG usually competitive in everything. 2:06 remaining, fourth quarter. Cheerleading squads for both teams are here also. It is Friday, January 12th, a foggy Friday, the day before the New England Patriots are about to start their playoff season against the Tennessee Titans here in 2018 down at Foxborough. So there's a lot of excitement surrounding that game this weekend. Martin Luther King weekend as well. Steele, BG, trying to add to their lead here. Nice job of beating a triple team by Ari O'Connell. Open look in the corner. Emily Fulton's first shot attempt of the game, no good. Tom, BG boys are about to begin the game later, a doubleheader. They're winless. You ever seen that before? This point in the season?
They're young. They're very young.
For a Bishop Guertin team, basketball?
Yep. Well, it's not this late. I mean, they've only
Yeah.
played, what, 3 or 4 regular season games?
Let's see.
They're 0-4.
0-4, yeah. Yeah, I'm surrounded by 2 hockey guys here, Matt Neverett and Tom King, who covered a lot hockey. There's a score that really caught my eye. 1:47 to go. Eruka Ubanello sinking her free throws. 40-point difference in the game. But I couldn't believe it was a 10-9 game the other night that wasn't a Nashua team was involved in? I gotta find that.
It was
Central?
It was a Nashua North Sauhegan against Central West.
And they lost 10-9.
10-9. They gave up 5 goals in the third period.
Oh.
And they also lost a 10-8 game to Memorial a few days earlier than that.
How'd you like to call a game with 19 goals in it, hockey game, Matt?
You definitely would be able to pull enough out for the highlight reel. You'd have enough goal calls to pick from.
Yeah.
You would hope so.
I suggest the next time that South and North play, Central and North play hockey, they use goalies, though. How about that idea?
You know, that's the one thing I thought was going to improve.
Was it 6-on-6 with no goalies, or were you there?
No, I was not there.
Oh, okay.
I almost was going to be there. I went to BG Salem instead. That was 9-1.
9-1, yeah. Under a minute to go now. BG. Souza passes it to O'Connell. Taking some time off is Addison Smith in the corner. Souza passes up the shot. 40 seconds to go. Deflected pass inside. Nice one-touch pass from Eliza Fields, but not able to finish was Emily Fulton. Out of bounds, off of Bishop Guertin as they played tight defense.
And the time is running. The referee came over during those Obanello free throws and instructed the timekeeper. So I think they went with under 2 minutes and a 35-point lead. It should be in the fourth quarter, but with the time running out, this will just do it. So better late than never, they were able to get the running time right, John.
And that'll do it. A even Steven 40-point victory, 4-0 for Bishop Guertin. Very impressive.
Yeah, you talked about it in their first couple of games. They had a pair of wins with 65 points scored. They get 63 tonight. The one thing for Nashua South was the defensive pressure from the beginning of the game to the end of the game was really ramped up, and obviously a difference of talent and the reserves out on the court. But they really never stopped fighting, and to go from 5 points in the first quarter or in the first half to 23 at game's end, that's 18 points in the second half. while not great, a definite improvement. And like we highlighted at the beginning of the game, it's two young teams. Bishop Guertin in a more win-now mode, a better overall team with more skill and more size. But for Nashua South, their two seniors are going to leave after this year, but the rest of this team looking ahead to the future. So it's bright, but a 40-point loss tonight. You got to look at the here and the now.
Yeah, well, there was a positive that South can take away. That's Matt Neverett. I'm John Collins. Congratulations to the BG girls, 63-23 winners. Thank you for watching Nashua ETV.